3 ingredients, 1 pan, and somehow it turns into one of the greatest dishes Spain has ever given us. Of course, it's Spanish tortilla. Simple, affordable, and packed with flavour. Serve it warm, cold, or sliced up for tapas. This Spanish classic proves you don't need a long list of ingredients to make something incredible. If you've got some eggs, potatoes and onions, you're already halfway there. This recipe could not be simpler, and it is an absolute, as I said, Spanish classic. I was actually taught this recipe many years ago when I was about 10 years old. I have an uncle who is from Valencia who was a professional chef, and we used to cook this quite a lot together, so it does hold a special place in my heart, and every time I eat it I thoroughly enjoy it. So let's get started, and you're going to need to start with your potatoes, and here I've got about 700 grams of a waxy potato, and all I've done thus far is peeled it. And what we want to do is slice this as thinly as we possibly can. Now, if you're comfortable with a very sharp knife and you think you can get it thin enough, go that route. I'm actually bringing out the big guns today. I've got the old mandolin. If I'm honest, this scares me probably more than a sharp knife. But anyway, we're going to use it. Get your potato, get your little mitt thing here, and we just want to slice this as thin as we possibly can. And that looks us about done there. So that's the sort of size we're looking for, or the width we're looking for on those potatoes. Nice and thin, but not too thin. We don't want these to break up too much. So I've got a dish here. I've just got a bit of kitchen roll in there. We want to pat these dry as best as we can. Let's get that in there. Let's bring it back up here. Got some more kitchen roll here, and just give them a little sort of massage around to try and dry them off as best you can, because these are going to be going into this hot oil in a second. Once you're happy with how dry they are, you want to give them a good sprinkling with some salt. So plenty of salt on there. There is quite a bit of salt in this recipe, but it can take it because that's a lot of potatoes and onion in here. And just give them another little toss around. Once you've done that, our oil here. So in here, I've got olive oil. If you haven't got olive oil, or you don't want to put olive oil in there, use your favourite oil. Sunflower oil is fine, or vegetable oil. And I've probably got about an inch in there. We want to make sure that these potatoes are submerged and cook really nicely in there. And they're going to be in there for about 20 minutes, or until they are nicely cooked through. So let's get our potatoes in. And my oil is on a medium-low heat. You just want to make sure that there's enough oil in there. You can always add a little bit more just to cover these potatoes. We want to cook them nice and gently. And there is quite a few potatoes here. So just adjust your oil quantities as needed. And that's it, our last little one I can fit in there. Just get yourself like a spatula or something and just give them a little move around just to make sure they are all submerged, and then just leave that to cook. As I say, it's going to take about 20 minutes. Okay, so we're coming up to the 20-minute mark. These have had about 18 minutes, and actually to me, they look done. If you have a little look, we've got some here that's starting to brown slightly. That's what I'm looking for, but importantly, they're now cooked pretty much. Look, if you can see there, they're starting to flop. A couple of them will break up. That's absolutely fine, as long as most of them are still whole. So we just need to now take these out of the pan and put them into a colander. I'm using one of these spider sieves. I find they work really well. Allows you to scoop up quite a few at the same time, drain as much off as you can, and then straight into a colander, which is over a tray with some kitchen roll in it, just to drain them off. And that's our last few there. It's amazing how much they actually shrink down. So we had loads of potatoes there. It doesn't look like there's an awful lot left. There you go. Come on, fella. Okay, so you can reuse that oil. I'm not going to waste it, obviously. I will be using that again at another time. I'm just going to remove that pan from the heat because we're done with that one for the moment. And I'm going to bring in a new pan. And I've decanted a little bit of that oil from that pan into this pan, because next we want to fry our onions. And here I've got one large white onion, and I've just sliced it fairly thinly. And again, we want to cook this in a little bit of oil, not too much. There's probably only about 1.5 tablespoons of oil in there, until this starts to caramelize. And again, this is on a medium-low heat, not too high at all. I'm just going to add a little pinch of salt. The salt's going to help that onion cook that little bit quicker, and also help with the caramelization process. Okay, those are looking perfect to me, exactly as I want them. We've got a little bit of caramelization going on over here, but they look perfect. So we're going to take those out of the pan and put them in with our potatoes. That's it. Get them all in there. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to do it this way. It's a lot easier. And we really want to leave those now to cool before we move on to our egg mixture. So my advice would just be leave them for 5 minutes or so. The potatoes should be almost cool, but the onions just need a few minutes more. So our onion and potatoes are now nicely cooled down. What I don't want them to do is scramble our eggs before we've started cooking them. So in the bowl here, I've got 6 medium-sized eggs. You want a good pinch of salt. You obviously want to give those a good whisk around. Make sure they are nicely broken up and all whisked together. And then we're going to add in our potato and onion mixture. So carefully just place that in. Hopefully it's going to sort of slide in, which it is. That's it. Get that all in there, get rid of that, and just give it a gentle sort of mix around so that everything is sort of incorporated, that the onion is mixed around, as is that potato. Try not to break up too many of those potatoes. You're going to break some, it's inevitable. And you want to leave that now for another 15 minutes, ideally 10 to 15 minutes. I know it sounds silly, but it really will make a difference to the end dish. Okay, so we are ready to cook our tortilla. The reason I leave it for 10 to 15 minutes or so is because you end up with a much more moist, sorry, I hate that word, or let's say succulent omelette. What you find is the onions and the potatoes will absorb some of that egg mixture, and it just makes it, one, a better flavour, but more velvety as a texture as well. So let's get this into our pan. It's on a medium low heat. Again, you don't want this too high, and I've got a very small touch of oil, probably half a teaspoon in there. Get all of our mixture out. Give it a little shake around at this stage, just to make sure it all settles nicely. If you've got any bits poking up like that, just push them down. Got some nice whole bits there of potato, and we're going to leave that just to cook away now for a couple of minutes. After a couple of minutes, you can just use your spatula here just to loosen those edges. I can feel it's coming away nicely. This, to be fair, is a good non-stick pan, and we've also got that oil in there as well, which is going to help. Just do that, and that still needs a little bit longer, probably another couple of minutes on that side. Remember, this is on a medium to low heat, so it's not going to burn. Okay, it's looking good, guys. Let's just give it another little loosen up around those edges, because we're coming up to the bit where it can really go wrong. We need to flip it. So you definitely need a plate, and you need a plate that's bigger than your pan. Just put it over the top like so, and be brave and pray. There we go. And then we're going to slide that back into the pan. Just like so. Hopefully it won't break. There we go. And just give it a pat down. And again, same for this side, about another 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, this should be done now. Best way I find to test is just using your spatula. Just give it a little push down. I can feel some resistance there. I'm sure that is cooked through nicely and safe to eat. And we know the potatoes and the onions are cooked. Just depends how you like your eggs. So let's get this onto a board. It should hopefully come straight out. There we go. Oh, look at that. Finish it off with a little sprinkling of fresh chopped parsley, because it looks pretty, and there we have it. My Spanish tortilla, cannot wait to give it a go. Brings back so many memories. Our second Spanish style recipe of the week. If you hadn't checked out Tuesday's video that went out, that was a classic Spanish gazpacho. Be sure to have a look at that one. I'm spoiling myself this week, feeling Spanish mode. The weather here is awful. We had 34 degrees heat last week, or the week before. It's been rain all week, but apparently tomorrow it's back up to 27. So I'll be back outside cooking again, not stuck indoors. Let's get my knife. Let's just chop a nice slice there. Oh yeah. And oh, I've got myself a massive plate here. And let's get that up. Let's have a little look at that inside. Oh yeah, look at that. You've got those lovely layers there. It's set perfectly. Couldn't be happier with that. Right, let's give this a go. Such an economical dish as well, guys. I mean, well, I suppose that's a sort of normal sort of portion. So you're probably going to get 5, maybe 6 slices that size out of that. So really good value for money. Anyway, enough yabbering. I want to tuck in and see how we've done. Unbelievable. As good as I remember it when I was a 10-year-old boy. The flavours are perfect for such simplicity. Potatoes, onion, egg, as we know, and salt. That's all we've put in. But that resting, as I said before, makes a real difference to that texture on the inside of this. It is just something else. Oh, yeah. For me, heaven in a bite. Nice little side salad. That's all I need. Delicious. Guys, that's it from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. As I said before, if you haven't checked out the gazpacho one, if you're feeling a little bit in a Spanish vibe, be sure to check that one out as well. It's a really cool and refreshing cold soup. I really appreciate you watching, and if you're new to the channel and you like the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please also like, share, comment, got a hype button. I'd really appreciate one of those. It really does help the channel. Have you made tortilla before? And if you have, what different steps have you done, or how do you make yours? I'd love to hear from you. I'll put all of the details of today's Spanish tortilla down below in the description as always. And remember, you can up the quantities or downsize. That's quite a small one. You can make it a lot bigger in a bigger pan. But all that's left for me to say is until next time, it's cooking good.